Okay. All right. All right. We're live. Okay. Welcome, Michael, and everybody else who's going to show up to another live mic, live stream, another hour and a half of modeling fun. Today, our topic, we're going to ask the big question. Are competitions, yeah, easy for you to say, are competitions helping the scale modeling hobby grow, or are they pushing people away? First, let me review the poll results from last week. We asked, are reboxing kits misleading, just good business, or a bit of both? And the results are pretty surprising. Misleading was 20%. Good business got 10% of the vote, but a bit of both got 70% of the vote. That was kind of surprising to me. So, as I said, today we're asking the question, are competitions helping the scale modeling hobby grow? Or are they pushing people away? First, let's define scale modeling competitions. Well, they're exactly what they're supposed what they say they are. I'm going to let Moosey down here just a quick second. Okay, buddy, there you go. They're just get together of fellow modelers showing their kits off and competing for prizes. And they come in all sorts of sizes from Scale Model World in the UK to IPMS Nationals here in the States, to your local contests held by local clubs, even online challenges. And what are competitions supposed to do? Well, they're supposed to inspire you to build better, more complicated, kits, showcase your skills, and most importantly, connect community. So let's go into the pros of competition. Some motivation to improve craftsmanship. There's recognition and awards, which equal hobby pride. There's networking and meeting like minded modelers. And there's keeping the hobby visible to newcomers. What are the cons of competition? Well, they can discourage the beginners for fear of judgment. There's possible elitism or gatekeeping. There's a focus on winning instead of enjoying the hobby. And there's expense and accessibility issues. That's the big one, where, you know, some people can't get to places, especially here in the States. If they have IPMS Nationals on the West Coast, you live on the East Coast, you're either going to drive or fly there. And we all know how much flying costs. And then there's entry fees. So, kind of a short spiel today. So let's go to the chat, shall we? Michael Lambertino. Hello, Michael. Jan, good evening. Michael says, I love entering shows. It keeps me modeling my very best. There you go. Jan says, I build for myself. I bring models to shows, but don't enter competitions. Depends on what you want from the hobby. True, very true. And Michael is working on a 1955 Chevy Bel Air sedan. Excellent. Excellent. Uh, that reminds me, I finally decided on the next subject for my next build series, and it's going to be a Hasegawa 148th Japanese Zero. So, and as soon as it comes in, I'll be starting to plan that at least. Let's see, Sprue Brothers it was had 20% off on all Hasegawa and Great Wall kits. And I looked at the Great Wall kits; they were all pretty much out of my budget, so I went for a Hasegawa. So, let me ask you guys, have you ever entered a competition? If so, how was your experience? Let me know. Let's talk. So, Michael, how is that 55 Bel Air doing? Oboyarki Fisherman did a Tamiya Zero last week. Cool. How did that turn out? Jan says, what scale zero? And nope, didn't enter a competition. It's a 148th. I looked on the site and there was a bunch of 172nds. I thought that'd be kind of small for a video. I wanted to be able to at least see part of what I'm doing. John Christmas, hey buddy. He says the problem with competitions is that judges can be swayed on what they like, even with strict guidelines. It's only human nature. True. Very true. Oboyarki Fisherman says 148th. Mine turned out great. Excellent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it. I should be getting it in the mail tomorrow. So Jan says if you can find one, the Airfix Zero is great. Yeah, probably if you can find one. Michael says I entered 5 NNL East shows. I loved every minute of it. You can also buy and sell there, but many of models. Yeah, that's another good thing about contests. They're also shows. Most of them get a lot of modeling clubs showing their wares and what they've built and stuff, and they also have vendors. Most contests and shows have vendors. And yes, Michael, you can get many kits at highly reduced prices, especially if you go near the end of the show, because a lot of those, I used to be a vendor doing flea market stuff, and I can tell you, I would have rather sold everything than pack everything up and haul it back home. So yeah, they'd rather take home money than stock. So a lot of times you can either finagle a deal or get a deal straight up near the end of a show. Bel Air build is going very well. Cool. Cool. I am getting near the end of my paper model my paper model ship build. Then after that, I believe I've got a bagged airplane in line of some kind. John says we got our big show coming up soon. Can't wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Telford is coming up, isn't it? Yes. That's, what, isn't that around Thanksgiving or Halloween or something like that, John? I'm going to 3 shows in November, Jan says. Very good. I myself don't go to shows because there's none around. Jan says Telford is one of them. Very cool. John Christmas says Remembrance Weekend. Well, John, I'm in the States, so you got to be more specific. I have no idea when Remembrance Weekend is. Yeah, I'm pretty much hobby desert around here. I've mentioned it before. Our nearest hobby store to Warsaw, Indiana, is 20 miles away, and yeah, it's. Although we are going to get a Hobby Lobby here in the shopping center on the east side of town. It's going to be great. And they're probably going to jack the prices up because they know they're the only hobby store in town. Oh, well. Got 5 people watching now. Love it. Hopefully we can get even more people in here. 8th and 9th November. Okay. Cool. I knew it was either right after Halloween or or in between Halloween and Thanksgiving. One of those. Got hotel booked for 3 days. Cool. Probably had to book that like right after last year's, didn't you? Because I heard hotel rooms around Telford during Scale Model World. It's hard to find a hotel room during that. Yep, booked as even last year's show. Yep, sort of like the Super Bowl over here. If you want to go to the Super Bowl for like 2027, you're gonna have to get a ticket the day after this year's Super Bowl, even before this year's Super Bowl ends. Michael Lambertino, I buy a lot from Hobby Lobby. There's one about 5 miles from me, and every other week they go on 40% off. That's when I buy. Oh, there we go. John says, same here, John. Yep. And back to what Michael was saying. I mean, hopefully the Hobby Lobby here is going to go on DoorDash or Instacart or something like that to where I can have a shopper go out, because I am vehicularly challenged. I am movement challenged. John says competition there is very cutthroat amongst some modelers. I've heard that. I heard that Telford is not for the faint of heart. And yeah, I mean, one thing I hate about competitions is that's unfortunately that seems to be where a lot of the rivet counters sort of like to congregate, and in that way I'm sort of glad I'm not able to go to any of them, because I'd be in a fight every freaking 5 minutes. I can't stand rivet counters. I'd like to punch every rivet counter in the mouth. They have no place in the hobby. They have no use in the hobby. They have Tell us how you really feel, Mike. Okay. Yeah. So, Michael said what's on his workbench right now. What's on everybody else's workbench? I've got the shipping liner almost done. Jan says, I don't mind rivet counters. They're helpful sometimes. I vehemently disagree. There is no place for them in the hobby. I do not see any time when they're helpful. If they would change their tactics and use constructive criticism instead of just slamming people and slamming their jobs. John says last year there was a lot of controversy as a model that majority thought should have won did not even place in the competition. Yeah. Well, like I said before, elitism and gatekeeping, there's a prime example of it. Old Boy Arky Fisherman says, P51D, masking canopy while listening. There you go. There you go. Love a nice Mustang every now and then. I keep saying I'm going to buy me a good P38 Lightning one of these days. I never do it. I never do it. P38 Lightning and an A10 Warthog. Those are my two favorite planes. Jan says they make sure the model kits become better. Slamming ain't what I mean. I mean persons who are expert on a subject, knowing what model kits are best. Well, those aren't rivet counters, Jan. Rivet counters are the ones that just mindlessly go about slamming everybody and, just throwing their opinion out there when it's not asked for. And they're just slamming you. You know, they don't come across as being constructive at all. They're just out to demean this whatever kit they're slamming. That's what rivet counters are. John says, I'm just clearing bench for my big diorama at the moment and stupidly just bought 10 more figures to add to the 15 plus others. Hey, I mean, I saw your picture in the Facebook group, and hey, 25 figures might just be enough. I just want to know where the hell you're going to put that big ass thing once you're done with it. Because that's going to have to be a huge ass diorama with all those kits in there. It's going to take you forever to build, too. Yep, that's going to be huge. Just building all those kits are going to take forever. John says going to post base in the next couple of days. That will shock you at the size of it. Oh, probably not, unless it's small. Because I can picture it right now. It's going to be huge. Yeah, I got a couple more sessions myself, and that paper cargo ship will be done. John says, John, don't know the hotel. It's a pub with some rooms in a separate building. About 5 minutes drive to the venue. Always nice to have a hotel near the spot where it's going on. Ooh, Bandai A-Wing. Cool. What size? While you're answering that, I'm going to go into the stash and see what I got next. $72. Jan says, got all Bandai 72 SC Star Wars fighters. Cool. John says, sound like the Shakespeare Inn. If it's a nice place, stayed there before. I'm only 2 minutes walk from place. So this here And, maybe wish me luck, maybe not. Uh, my next kit after the paper cargo ship, Bristol Bulldog. Bristol Bulldog. Let's see what. And here is the. This is why I say, wish me luck, right there. Smur. A smur kit. Let's see what we got here. And I bought it off of eBay, of course. I mean, yeah. Look at the conditions of the. These are the decals. Oh, Lord. Let's see here. Oh, my. Well, good thing it's got visual instructions there. Because the rest of this is in either Polish or Russian. Wow. Gee, sounds like fun. John says, got decals in window. I don't think even the window's going to help those. Jan says, John knows some in. Found it. Fallow Field Inn. Okay. Fallow Field Inn. Sounds like a cool place. And while I'm thinking about it, this is how far I've gotten on my cargo ship. The crew house there is all done. Got the other lifeboats and stuff done. Smokestack, the mast. Started last night putting the cargo on. So, yeah. One or two more sessions and she'll be done. Jan says, just got new decals or spray the marking. Oh, just get new decals or spray the markings. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right immediately when I saw those decals, I said, yeah, aftermarket, here we come. John says, coming along nicely. Yeah. Like I said, another session or two and she'll be done. I'll get on that Bristol Bulldog, and I see problems coming with that, but not really. The plastic doesn't seem to look that bad. Obayarki Fisherman says, nice. Thank you. Thank you. John says, or just get the Airfix kit. Yeah. Jan says, think I would get the Airfix. Yeah. But, I mean, This, I have owned this since I began the channel. I bought this last year. And, you know, it was back when I was just, I'd buy the first thing that I would see, sort of. First thing that tickled my fancy that was in my price range. And because then I'd do it like first a month when I got my check, I'd buy a car, a plane, a tank or an armor vehicle, and a ship. And that'd be first off. Then every week after that, I'd alternate from another car to another plane or another, and then I'd do it all over the next month. And I believe this was one of them I bought at the first of the month when I bought 4 kits right off. So Jan says that kit you got going to be a whole world of pain. Something tells me you're right. Although, I don't know. I mean, Jan says a sentimental value. Yeah, you could say that. The from what I see of the instructions here, it's really not that complicated. It's just going to be like getting new decals, because I mean, I don't know. There's the bag full of parts. Doesn't look like there's anything really warped or anything like that. It's just old. Yeah. Okay. Obayarki Fishman says their fix would be nice, but cursing loudly is a form of therapy. Absolutely true. John says, hope you got plenty of filler for the seams. Oh yeah. I got half a jar full of sprue goo, and I got a whole tube full of putty. Jan says, how's the plastic? Just looked at it. It looks pretty good. I mean, I don't see any problems with warpage in there or anything like that. So I could be lucking out. But you never know till I start building. But it's not going to be on the channel or anything. This is just my next project on the bench. A lot of you weren't here when I think Michael was the only one here when I said it. So I'll tell you again right now that my next subject for build series for the channel is on its way here. I got a 148 scale. Oh, wait, you were here, a lot of you, but I'll say it again. Got a 148 scale Japanese Zero from Hasagawa. That's going to be my uh, next build series subject. Jan says, back on topic, that kit of yours will not win a prize in the competition. Need the best kit that best kit Summit that okay. I get what you're saying. You need the best kit you can get. Yeah, yeah, typing on a tablet. I understand. Been there, done that. And I mean, look at these. I mean, Jan, look at these. I have this. Even on my laptop, I have problems. So yeah, but no, this is just a build. I wouldn't. They're well, I don't think I'd ever enter a competition. I might ever sometime. I doubt it. Well, like I said before, there's no competitions around me to enter. So, I, and if I was gonna get a kit for a competition, I'd buy one new. I wouldn't I wouldn't go the used route because a lot of times, I mean, used route. Well, if any of you saw the video that dropped yesterday, I mean, eBay is a dice roll. You can get exactly what's on there, or you could get taken. Jan says it's probably correct. No matter what kit you use, if you build correctly, every kit should look the same. True. Structurally. Yeah, structurally. I mean, painting and adding on little extra touches and adding on something here and there. That's where the yeah, easy for you to say, creativity of the hobby comes in to play. Don't just have to go straight by the instructions. You could add your own touches to it if you want. That's what's great about the hobby. But I can see where you're coming from. If you're gonna build it for, I mean, shape and rivet counting. Yeah. If you're gonna build it for competition, yeah, build it as it's supposed to be. If you're gonna build it for a competition, and yes, build it correctly. Because more than anything else, so judges are looking for a clean build rather than a snazzy, you know, creativity type build. They want a clean build. No seams, no. Stephen Castle, how you doing, buddy? Good day. Model on. Yes, competition is good for the hobby. Yes, sir. How are you doing, Stephen Kessel? Oh. I wanted to give y'all a heads up. Uh, the procedure I'm having that I have told you about past couple of weeks, the colonoscopy is scheduled for October 6th. So, depending how I feel and how it goes, it shouldn't upset anything with the channel. But I'm just giving you a heads up. If I'm not feeling up to it, or, you know, if it ends up to be bad news or something, I might uh, cancel a video or maybe a live stream or something, but I doubt it. I'm just giving you a heads up. Steven says, I'm doing good, thinking about what to build for our model car show in April. What in the... Okay, well, might be bye-bye for a second. Oh, come on. Oh, are you kidding me? I'll be back, people. Oh, are you really? Okay. Wow. Okay, let's see. I missed a bunch of stuff here. Michael says clean builds definitely at a competition, but there are many categories you can enter. Very true. Stephen Kessel says, I like to take my time. I do other stuff with modeling. Again, very true. Very. John says, never built car kits myself. No reason, just not on my radar. Yeah, that's. Now, I want to ask you guys, did I go bye bye there for a second? Or could you see me the whole time? Because there's this ad that keeps popping up on my screen, and I got to go through a whole bunch of other stuff to get the whole thing off. And it's never happened on a live stream, but it just did twice. So if I went bye bye, okay, cool. I was gonna say if I went bye bye, my apologies, but yeah, that aggravates me. Slight buffer for a moment. Yeah, that was that damn advertisement that keeps coming on. It's for like some security stuff, and get off my screen. Yeah. Oh well. Here's another question. What's the best thing about competitions for you? What is the best thing about competitions for you? Let's see. I was saying something before all that. John says not being in them. Yeah. I can see that. I can sort of see that. I'm sort of in the same boat myself. I sort of build for myself and show it to other people. Adrian Hook, good evening. How you doing, buddy? Since you just showed up, Adrian, I'll tell you what the subject is. It's modeling competitions. Are they helping the scale modeling hobby grow, or are they just pushing people away? That is the subject for tonight. Steven says box stocker is a good class to enter. Build it like it came from the showroom. Yeah, yeah. That's where you just build it from build OOB out of the box, right? John says love to look at the comp area to see the skills other people have. Oh yeah. Yeah, of course, John and Adrian saying hi, 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 hi. No, I'm not. Yeah. Like I said before, if I could, I'd probably love to be in a competition if there was ever one around here, but this is like a desert. It's like a modeling desert. So I just build for myself and try to help you guys do it on a budget. Try to give my techniques to you guys and help you out as much as I can. Adrian says, seeing so how there are so many very skilled modelers out there, I would not like to show them up. Then I woke up. uh, yeah. Yeah, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Yeah, I know what I was gonna do. I was gonna do the usual midstream plug of what's coming up on the channel. So yesterday the eBay video came out and it's doing very well. Thank you all. It's like ranked 2 of 10 for the last 10. So got 108 views on it since yesterday. So Adrian says, I am nowhere near enough skilled enough to show models in the competition. Even my 10-year-old granddaughter is better than better building than I am. Wow. John says, distance is a massive problem for all Americans, whereas distance to a show is only a few hours drive over here, giving you more chance to enter them. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head, John. Because, yeah, well, I mean, from New York to LA is over 3,000 miles. And that's how big this country is. And yeah, small day trip. Yeah, small day trip to anywhere in England. I mean, I mean, yeah. What is it from, let's say, the Scottish border to London? I would say is what, a 5 hour trip, isn't it? Maybe a little longer. I mean, wow. That's what I used to drive from here to see my ex fiance in Lexington, Kentucky. Okay, I was telling you guys what's coming up. About 6 hours if you put your mind to it. Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8:30, guys. I am psyched about this video coming up. Uh, it's yeah. Old man brain hits again. 405 miles from the Scottish border to London. Wow. Next video. Let me cheat here. Yeah, okay. Duh. How could I forget that? Next video tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern Time. The impact of social media on the scale modeling hobby. I am so psyched about this video. Uh, I mean, I put a lot of work into it, and I think it came out pretty good. A lot of good information in there. Hopefully, it blows up. Uh, but I'm really psyched about it. Dropping tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So, Adrian, you and John, that would be 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. So, yeah. And Jan, for you, that'd be probably 2:30 p.m. And after that, I'll be shooting it tomorrow and editing it tomorrow. That will be the number one mistake that beginner modelers make. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. Because you're going to have to check it out. That'll drop Tuesday. John says day off, so we'll watch out for it. Okay. Hopefully it's as good as I'm making it out to be. I think it is. I mean, I put a lot of work into it, like I said. And there's a lot of places where I look like I'm reading my notes, because there's a lot of information to give you. So I had to read some of it. Adrian says, using CA glue, then going for a P. Oh, well, bless you, Adrian. TMI, but bless you. And after that, we have, yeah. This one should be a good video after that. It's going to be spray booth safety, keeping yourself safe, and it's going to be aimed toward beginners, but a lot of you veterans could always use a refresher course on spray booth safety. So yeah, that'll be after that. So good videos coming up. Good videos. Lots of information. We're almost at an hour coming up here. So any questions anybody got for me? I'm sort of tired of asking you guys questions. You guys ask me questions. What do you want to know about me? What do you want to? Yeah, John says got a real expensive mask, then forget to put it on. That's safety for you. There you go. Yeah, let's just scorch your lungs with nasty paint and yeah. Michael says always spray in the garage. Good thing. Good deal. Not everybody has a garage though. I live in an apartment. So in this video, I'll also show you my secondary filtration on my booth because I have central air, and I don't really want to open my windows for, put the vent for the spray booth out because that would be air conditioning the outside too. So I just decided to put a secondary filter system on there. Adrian says, using the spray booth and forgetting to switch it on, age-related problems. Yes. Hey, I mean, I myself am guilty of. John's asking me they have an on and off switch. Yeah. Novel idea, isn't it? I mean, I myself am guilty of some of these safety violations. I tried to use a mask once on one of my videos while I was spraying, and it sounded sort of like, you remember the old Charlie Brown cartoons where they have they're in school and they have the teacher always saying wah 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 wah. That's sort of what it sounded like. It was just a garbled mess. So when I'm filming something and I'm spraying, I either say the whole spiel before I spray and then wear my mask, or I just don't wear my mask. Michael says, I have a question. Do any of you use a dehydrator to dry your models? I don't. No, I don't. I just let it dry naturally. They work terrific. Huh. Michael, are you using like a food dehydrator? Because if you use that, I mean, the one I got out in the kitchen, it's just a bunch of trays leveled up, and you almost have to put your model in pieces on there, and the only one thing that'll you could dry on it is paint. Adrian says, "What sort of paint are you using?" I use acrylic. It's almost it's necessary where I live. For yeah, you get the lacquer paint. John says, "No, I use lacquer paint. Don't have a problem with drying." Yeah, I use a lacquer paint around here, and the fumes get into the duct system and around other apartments, and they smell it. I'm in trouble. Ah, that was aimed at Michael. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, actually, Adrian, I'd like to know that too. What sort of paint are you using, Michael? Because I know, I'm on. I just leave my models in the booth and let them dry. Hmm. Acrylics always. I can usually touch an acrylic painted model within 20 minutes. I don't usually, but I can. Adrian says, I used acrylic for hairy stick, used thin with distilled water, and it dries very quickly. And the same for spraying, acrylic thin with water, and that is dries super fast. Yep. Like I said, at least I can touch it in 20 minutes. Jan says lacquers are so easy to spray. Guns self-leveling thinners, magic. Yeah, enamels you need to wait a year. Yeah, there you go. Come on, babe. Come on. Come on. Here you go, John. There's your fix. Hmm. Adrian says must be Humbrol enamels. Yeah, yeah. There anything like Humbrol acrylics? No thanks. John says ICM paints are good acrylics. Yes, I've heard they're very good. I've heard ICM are very good. Moosey wanted to say hi to everybody. Yep, the star of the show. That's my boy. You're a good boy, you know that? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yep, the attention hound. Hey, he is a hound too. He's over half dachshund. Adrian says, ICM are the bee's knees. I will thank Alex Mann for getting me to use them. Yeah, he's the one I first heard of him from. Saw them on his channel one time. I was gonna buy some for last Christmas. And I even put money, bought full set off him. Yeah, I was gonna buy a set online last Christmas, and then was gonna put money aside in my check for it, and then by the time it came, they raised the price $20. Jan says ICM paints that good. Yes, I've heard they are. I have heard nothing but good things about them. Now, have any of you? Here's a question for you. Have any of you? John says great for brush and airbrush alike, and I've heard that about them. Have any of you tried the new gallery paint? I've heard about them. Mm. All right, buddy. I've heard. Adrian says, no, I haven't seen any about. Yeah, they just came out with it about, I think it was a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. They're real new. I've heard some good things about it. They're on the paints are on their website, so if you're ever interested, go to gallery.com. Yes, yes, Adrian. I gallery airbrushes over there on that airbrush booth. I have nothing but gallery. John says no, but got their metallic pens and they're good. Their paint's only car colors at moment, no military. Okay. Well, John, can't you mix colors from car colors and get some military colors? DIY, my friend. Michael says I own 3 airbrushes, one for clear coat, one for lacquers, and one for enamel. Yep, I got. John says candy floss tank. Hey, there you go. True, a lot of car colors are candy colors, so. But yeah, I got 3 airbrushes over there, all gallery. One's for clear coat, and that's my cheapo. Came with in one of those, you know, little air compressor, you know, sets. One's for metallics, and one is for everything else. Love using metallics. Yeah, yeah. Metallics can be a pain though, uh, especially if you get those paints with metallic flake. Oh, airbrushing those is a nightmare because you get those flake pieces in your nozzle and around. Oh, just nasty. Jan says I only have two evolutions, point 2 and point 4 needle. I have all dual action. I have my cheapo is gallery single action, but like I said, I only use that for my my clear coats. And the other two are dual action. I got a GHAD 39 and a Mobius. Both dual action. Mobius is 0.35. That's the only needle that works on it. And I have a point 0.5 in my GHAD 39. I got to get some more needles. And needle and nozzle sets for that one. Boogie boogie. It's boogie. All right, people, wow. We're down to 19 minutes left already. Time flies when you're having a good time, doesn't it? All right, there you go, buddy. You don't say. Enough. Enough. Moosey, try and do a live stream here, buddy. You know? So, anything you guys want to know from me? Moosey, please. There's nothing out there. Unless you're barking at that truck driving out. Anything you guys want to ask me? I noticed Chet's not here this week. Because this is the time I usually turn the subject to football. Yeah. Adrian says, plus I have a Voilamart cheapie for varnish and a GHAD 68 for acrylic spraying. Yeah, GHAD 68. Yeah, that's step up from the 39. I might get that for get one of them for my, nah, I like my 39. My 39, I got that thing used and it's just a workhorse. Steven says, Mike, what year of cars do you like to build? I like building cars from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. I like building muscle. My favorite is NASCARs, racing cars. But if you want to know about passenger cars, it's 50s on and muscle cars or sports cars. any muscle car from the 50s on. Uh, I'd love to build a Lamborghini or a Maserati or Bugatti, something like that, just to say that I have one. Say that I own a Lamborghini. Adrian says it's so easy to use it as it's a pistol grip. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. The GH8068. Yeah, that's right. That isn't a swallowtail, is it? John says I use a Wada Neo as my workhorse. Steven says I would use NASCAR chassis for some builds. Yes, those NASCAR kits have great chassis. Adrian, not a swallowtail. Okay. Oh, okay. I know the one you're talking about. GH8068 is the pistol grip, but it's like a step down from the swallowtail. Doesn't have the fan tip, the interchangeable fan tip on it like the swallowtail does. I know what you're talking about. It's also a good brush. Really? You don't say. Yeah, I was offered to do a little work with gallery, little associative stuff, but I sort of forgot about it. I got to get back to them on that. Would love to do some reviews on their stuff on the channel, especially those paints. I would love to do a review on those paints. And one thing I've noticed with gallery brushes is, at least with mine, you have to keep them clean, or they'll gum up on you and get a blockage. They just bought out a new compressor, pricey, but supposed to be very good. I've heard about that. What I want to try out though is that spray booth that Nigel did. Nigel reviewed on his channel that has the water curtain on it. From what I hear, that's supposed to be. I mean, he reviewed it one right after they bought it out and exposed a couple of problems with it, and apparently after they fixed those problems, that's one damn good spray booth. That's what I'm wanting to say. All right, coming up on only 10 minutes left in this week's live stream. Don't forget, after the live stream's over, this week's poll will come out. Maybe about 5-10 minutes after I sign off. Have anybody used 3D printed parts? I haven't. I have used them once. Not bad, not bad. Got to have a supply of CA glue handy because they are resin, not plastic. If y'all remember the goodie box video that I got from Don at Wizard Tower Games a couple of months back, or a few months back, this kit came with it. And it's supposed to be a Star Wars kit. This is all 3D printed resin, but I can't seem to figure out what kit it is. So if any of you have any idea what this kit is, like here's the body. This is a Star Wars kit. Here's another part of it. I mean, if any of you could tell me what it is, and so I can look it up and figure out how it goes together, I would be greatly appreciative. John says, I just bought a load for my Airfix. Seeking is going to throw loads at it as I have flown in one. Okay, cool. Michael says, I love the old build cars, also 40s to early 70s. John says the second one is a Death Star. Okay. Jan says Bandai Star Destroyer. Built that. The triangle one is complete. It's a Star Destroyer used by Daft ADA and his gang. Okay. Because I thought they were both one kit, but they're like made in different colors, so it got to be two different ones, right? Unless he ran out of one color of resin, had to use another one. Dang, we're only down to 6 minutes left, people. The other one may be an X-Wing. Okay. Well, I'll look them up on YouTube. I can't build them yet anyway because I got to get some more CA glue first. Yeah. So another excellent live stream, guys. This is starting to become habit, which is great. So, yeah. So remember, next week's another one. Thursday at 3:30. As usual. Unless I'm dead. I shouldn't say that. It's going to happen one day, though. Yep. I'll figure out when I'm going to finish this cargo ship. I ain't going to do it tonight because it's Thursday night football. Mm-mm-mm. Got the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Battle of the Birds. So, guys, it's coming down to last call for anything you guys have to say. Adrian says Cardinals have got this. You know, I really can't argue with that. Cardinals are having a hell of a year so far, or a hell of a start at least. I mean, the Cardinals have always been a good team. They've just have had nasty problems with injuries every damn year. They just get decimated. So hopefully they can stay healthy this year. Give the Rams and the 49ers a run. All right. We have 3 minutes left. So I'm going to one more time run through what's coming up on the channel. Like I said, eBay video went live yesterday morning and it's doing great. So thank you all for that. Tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. I mean, hopefully you guys think it's as good as I'm making it out to be. And it's the social media's impact on the scale modeling hobby. Put a lot of work into it. I think it's a great video. Hopefully you guys do, and it'll take off. And let's see, Tuesday will be the number one mistake that beginning modelers make and how to keep from doing it. And then the next Friday will be the spray booth safety video. So that's what's coming up on the channel. So should be a run of good videos for you guys to watch and enjoy, learn something from. And yeah, so got 1 minute left. If anybody has anything to say, last minute, last call for alcohol. Adrian says, thanks, Mike. It was interesting, and I'll try not to be too late for the next one. Enjoy the game. Well, thank you, Adrian. Hey, if you got to be late, you got to be late. No problem. Just enjoy you being here, man. And enjoy all the support from you guys. Jan says, thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you, Jan. You too. Have a nice night. And yeah, it's coming up on an hour and a half. So I'll just say thank you to everybody for taking part. It was another great live stream. Cannot wait for the next few videos coming up and the next bunches of live streams. Things are going great. So hopefully nothing happens to change that. So y'all know what we say around here. Cheers, John. Y'all know what we say around here. Say it with me. Never stop pushing your modeling boundaries until next week or no. Tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. That's Eastern time, my time. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Damn ad.